Hello, McGinn. Happy Friday. It is our last day before we all head off to spring break. Wishing everyone a wonderful time, a chance to relax, charge that battery, and have a good time with friends and family. Before we head off, though, we are going to head into one more book journey. Remember what I said when we read? Be with the characters, be the character, go on the adventures. And this is by the tremendous author named Carol Boston Weatherford, The Library Ghost. Here we go. The library by day was busy and bright, but after the doors were closed for the night and the guard dozed off after checking the locks, the halls were abuzz with bumps, thuds, and knocks. Each morning the librarian found a big mess, books helter-skelter, piled on desks. Ms. Mimms was stumped as she went shelf by shelf and concluded, I'd best do a night shift myself. When the last reader left, she set several traps and stayed on the lookout between her catnaps. But the library ghost had but one task in mind, to search every book until she could find the one thing she lacked to at last rest in peace. So she flipped through the atlas, north, south, west, and east. She looked inside fairy tales, fables, and novels, grilled ogres and giants until they groveled. She cornered Jack Horner, pinned down Peter Pan, and quizzed the Mad Hatter of Wonderland. She pestered the Frog Prince, badgered Brer Bear, and picked on Rapunzel by tugging her hair. She begged the Good Witch and the Wizard of Oz, and shook the brass lamp where the genie was. She spooked Rumpelstiltskin and Billy Goat's Gruff, bugged the Bad Wolf, who stormed off in a huff, poked Rip Van Winkle, woke him from a dream, and frightened Miss Moffat, who let out a scream. Ms. Mimms heard the ruckus and leapt from her chair, rushed down the hallway and up a dark stair. Face to face with the ghost, she shook off her fear. She said, shh, and then asked, what are you doing here? The guilt-ridden ghost said, I just cannot rest. Miss Mimms stared her down and said, let me guess. You wrote in a book or tore out page 9. You brought books back late and still owe a fine? The ghost hung her head. You must think I'm a jerk. I let someone down needing help with homework. I was stumped by a riddle, a hard-to-find fact. What gallops for miles, but leaves not a track. Then it came to Ms. Mimms. The ghost was Miss Hall, the woman whose portrait hangs on the wall, the librarian who manned the old reference desk and tackled each question like some kind of test. Let's search the web, dear, said Ms. Mimms with a sigh, and a freight train appeared in the blink of an eye. No longer in limbo, the ghost grabbed a book and perched herself right in the story time nook. Amid pillows and plush toys, she sits to this day, reading book after book, and there she plans to stay. When Ms. Mimms shares ghost lore, kids know it is true, for the library ghost ends each tale with a boo. Boys and girls, I hope you enjoyed that story. I loved it because it references some of the most amazing books ever written, characters that are just legendary, from mentioning The Wizard of Oz by Frank Baum, Rumpelstiltskin, just tremendous fables. Wishing you the best break ever. Okay, have a great time, and I can't wait to see you back here in April. Good night, McGinn.